Good morning, officially. Welcome to KPC and welcome to those who are watching online. We're so glad to have you. So, before we begin today, we're going to focus on our meditation, establishing our motivation for meditation today. So, our motivation and intention should be based in bodhicitta, which is the compassionate wish to free all beings from suffering. So when we root our intention in this way, we everything we do comes from that intention to be of benefit to all beings. So let's take a moment to just establish that in our minds before we begin. All right. So we'll begin with the 7-line prayer. We'll chant that 3 times in Tibetan. I'll put that up on the screen here. Organ yugi nu chamsam pemange sardombola yasin shogi no drumne pemajungne shesudra koryu kandrom mampokor keki jesu dag drupki jinjilok shir sheksu sol Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Organ Yugi Nucham Sam Pema Ge Sardompola Yasun Shogi Nondrumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Koryu Kandrom Mampokor Keki Jesu Dag Druki Jinjilok Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Bema Siddhi Hum Organ Yugi Nucham Sam Pema Ge Sardombola Yasan Chogi Nondrumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Koryu Kandrom Mampokor Keki Jesu Dag Druki Chinjilop Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. So each week in this Saturday meditation class, we do 3 different types of meditation. First, to stabilize our mind and and also open our hearts. So we always start with Shamatha meditation, which is the calm abiding meditation. So each week we go through, and I'm sure those watching today have heard this before, but we always go through and just define what meditation is. Why are we doing meditation? What are the benefits of sitting and doing this meditation practice? And the point of meditation is to create more spaciousness in our mind. And this spaciousness allows us to have a space between our actions and our reactions. It helps us to balance our emotions and deal with anything that is coming our way and approaching that with a calm and stable mind. So it's very rare in these modern times that our mind is calm, that our mind is spacious. We don't often give it a rest. When we think of all the other ways that we care for our body, maybe we eat healthy, maybe we have, take vitamins every day, but how are we caring for our minds? I know that my mind, can get very agitated or feel very inflamed. And sometimes it just takes that moment of awareness or recognition to even realize how busy or how distracted it is. And I think there's many things going on in the world that can make our minds feel agitated or upset or frustrated or anxious at the state of the world. So meditation can be that cooling effect, that anti-inflammatory on our minds, to really help us deal with life and create more awareness in everything we do. So it's so important on the Buddhist path, on our path, to establish our meditation, because it's the first step in developing our bodhicitta. So if our mind is so wild and we're so self-concerned and we're so distracted, how can we possibly turn our minds to be of benefit to other beings? So it's very important that we create stability in our mind for this reason. So we're going to take a comfortable seat, whether you're on the floor or in a chair. And if you're watching online, just as long as you have a straight spine. We want to support our meditation as best as possible by having the proper posture, because that will actually keep our mind more alert. So meditation is training our mind to be calm and stable, and also wakeful and alert. So we help that by our proper posture. And we'll have our hands in our lap with the right hand over the left with our thumbs touching, and our shoulders back and our elbows back. If it's easier to put your hands on your thighs or knees, you can do that as well. And then we're going to be breathing as naturally as possible. You might take a few deep breaths to get to that natural rhythm of our breath. And for this meditation, we're keeping our eyes open. So they're open and gazing toward the floor, like you're drawing a line from the bridge of your nose, extending out to the floor and picking a point on that line to rest your gaze. Breathing naturally. And our mouth is slightly open. A little air is coming through that way as well. And we do that by putting the tip of our tongue on the roof of our mouth, right behind our front teeth, like we're saying the letter L. And again, we're breathing naturally. And the whole focus of our meditation is on the breath. This is a very light attention on the breath, a gossamer thin attention on the breath. So our attention is like a feather gently riding the surface of our breath. And when a thought comes up in our mind, or many thoughts come up in our mind, we're going to gently direct our attention back to our breath. No need to look at those thoughts. No need to examine them or judge them. We just come back to the breath again and again and again. So our meditation isn't lost by having thoughts. It's just when we go down the road with those thoughts, that's when we lose our meditation. So gently bring it back each time. So we'll do a warm-up round, and then we'll do a longer time. I'll get my timer out here. So we'll start with a few minutes. There we go, starting now. All right. So we'll just extend our time out. Let's extend it a little longer. And again, if we're feeling like our mind is very busy today, you can imagine actually just picking up our thoughts and tossing them away, or cutting the thoughts and returning to the breath. Sometimes these visualization tools can be really helpful if we find our mind is very, very active. So we'll try this again. Starting now. Here we go. So now that we've hopefully created some stability and spaciousness in our mind, maybe we feel more calm now. Now we'll do a meditation to develop our heart, and this is called Tonglen. And so this is Tonglen is a giving and receiving meditation that helps us develop our compassion and ability to be present for our own suffering and the suffering of others. So in this practice, we're taking the suffering of others into ourselves and sending them all of our happiness. And so this is a mental exercise. In the immediate, present, we're not actually taking all of their suffering, but we're gradually ceasing to cherish ourselves over others. So this will help us develop a stronger wish to benefit beings and a greater sense of equanimity ourselves. So we'll just stay in our meditation posture, and we're going to be imagining someone in front of us. This could be one or two people, and this is someone that you feel just easily feel compassion towards, love towards this person. And if you imagine this person suffering, that would particularly touch your heart. That would, be upsetting to imagine this person going through any sort of suffering. This could be a parent in front of you. This could be a child. This could be a friend, even your dog or your cat. And just anyone who you think of them and easily love fills your heart when you think of this person. So we're really going to just actually really feel how it would feel to be in their shoes, to experience their suffering. So whatever they might be going through, or whatever you can imagine them going through, you are imagining that you're putting yourself in their place and contemplating their suffering, helping that give rise to compassion within you. So within your heart, you're cultivating this fervent wish to relieve their suffering and just, take all their suffering away and secure their happiness. And we're doing this by paying attention to our breath, the natural rhythm of our breath. So when we breathe in, we're breathing in through our nose, and we're taking in all the causes and conditions of their suffering. And we're taking that in the form of a dark smoke. And then we're imagining that they become completely free of that suffering. So we're taking it all away. And then as we exhale, we're visualizing that we're sending them all of our positive and loving qualities, all conceivable sources of happiness, and that they're receiving that. And they're receiving that as this radiant, pure light, and it's bringing them this limitless joy. So we might think, as we breathe in, may you be free from suffering, and as we breathe out, may you be happy. So we will do this for a few minutes. And if you want to exchange between one or two people, that's fine too. You don't have to stick with the same person the whole time. Let me try this now. All right. to do this. Now we're going to try this again with someone who we feel upset towards, who we feel frustration towards, we have aversion or anger towards. Because the whole point of this practice is not just to do this practice for those we love, it's to do this practice so that we can expand our scope of compassion towards all beings. And we may not think that all beings deserve our compassion. But this is really to help us kind of chip away at the walls around our heart and expand our equanimity for all beings as far as we can. So we can't say we want to bring benefit to all beings except for these two people or except for this group over here. So this is often harder to do. Maybe we feel like someone's done us wrong or hurt us or hurt others. But if we can imagine, if we actually took away that suffering of that person, took all that suffering away, all whatever that is, whatever that confusion is that makes them hurt people or hurt you or others, we took that all away and we gave them all of our happiness and joy. Imagine how wonderful that would be. So in that way, it can open our hearts and free our hearts, and we can choose to be generous with our love in that way instead. So let's try to do this. We'll do this for a few minutes. I think too, Tonglen is a very practical tool that we can use even in real time. Like right today, we're sitting down and we're doing this practice. But you can do Tonglen for someone that you feel frustrated with right in the moment. Oftentimes around the holidays, which were, you can be around family or, extended family or friends. Maybe there's a lot of social gatherings. Maybe there's tension. You can actually do Tonglen for people in the moment. Maybe someone's very stressed out or sad or lonely, or again, maybe there's someone that's making you angry. You can actually just imagine that right then and there. Imagine the person, or you might be right in front of them. Maybe they're very upset, and you can imagine breathing in that upset, that suffering, and sending them your love or compassion. And same with if you're angry with someone or something, frustrated, you can use this. You can use this now over whatever holiday you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate any holidays, you can use this in real time with people that you're interacting with. So it's a very practical tool you can take with you. So we'll try this now. This time we're going to expand that visualization to include more than just one person that you're frustrated or have anger, aversion. So we'll try to expand it out to a larger group of people and really, try to open your heart towards them in this practice. So we'll try this for another couple minutes. Starting now. So again, we can use this practice whenever. We can imagine even, as we go to a doctor's office or standing in line, we can imagine that we're doing Tonglen for large groups of people that are going through suffering or anything that they're going through. So again, you can take this with you, and it's just deepening our love and compassion for all beings. And the whole point is to then extend that love and compassion to all beings and include everyone in that no one is left out from that. So we will end with what we do each week. We end with the light expansion prayer. So this is a guided meditation by our teacher, Jetsunma, and I'll just read it. You can listen along. And visualize. Again, we're also in this meditation as well, we're expanding that radiant light out. Okay. Let us become still. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Again, let us center deep within. Center deep within. Deep within to the presence of the Absolute. And there is radiance. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace the physical body. And all of the physical body is filled with the presence of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill our beings on all dimensions. And all that we are is filled with the radiance of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill everyone here. And everyone here on all dimensions is filled with the presence of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace this building. And all of this building is filled with the light of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace this nation. And the government of this nation is filled with the radiance of the Absolute. And the people of this nation are one life. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace planet Earth. All nations and all governments are filled with the presence of the Absolute. And there is peace. And the 8 billion are one life, radiant. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill this galaxy. All planets, all stars, and all life forms are within the embrace of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace the universe. All dimensions and all kingdoms are filled with the presence of the Absolute. And in all the universe, there is only one life. Now, as we return our consciousness back to physical form, we continue to embrace all that is and to know union, that we are one. And with that, we will seal in the virtue and merit of doing this practice together, and we'll put the dedication prayer up here. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I've accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I'll ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the rising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, whatever kind of immense wisdom you have. Similarly, I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. So we do have our regular Sunday program tomorrow, which is by our resident Kempo Karze, teaches at 11:30. So you can tune in online or be here in the room with us. And that is a teaching and meditation and Q&A session and a short Chinrezi practice where we accumulate the Mani mantra together. Again, that's tomorrow at 11:30. So please join us, and join us if you're here, or you can join us on YouTube or Facebook. And we'll be back, of course, for this program, meditation, next Saturday at 11. And thank you so much for coming, and thank you all for those online. And I'm going to just end the live recording now. So thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy holidays.